Hello everybody and welcome back. Here we are, Saturday, July 5th, live streaming from Canada's Wonderland. And we are over in the medieval fair section right now by this midway game. It's kind of a jug toss game. You throw these balls, you try to get them in the jugs. If you get them in the jugs, you win the prize. And some spectacular prizes here. You can get these gigantic Pokemon plush toys, or these dragons, you know, kind of fits for the medieval theming area here. You got these Pokemon, Pikachu, Squirtle, Charizard, Snorlax. Yes, I know their names. I know their names. And over here is the tower, the central lagoon at the medieval fair section, where they are pumping some pop music currently. It's gonna demonetize this video for sure, but that's okay. And over here is the show times for the Castaways Stunt Dive show. If you're planning on catching one of these shows, these are the times where you can do so. 1:30, 3:30, 4:30, and 5:30. All the 30s. And it is a spectacular show, let me tell you. This tower here becomes a playground for these divers. There are trampolines down at the bottom. There are diving boards that stick out of the sides. They leap from the top. There's a tight rope here as well that gets utilized in a spectacular fashion. And it is a hot one today. If you are planning on coming down to the park, be prepared. People have brought umbrellas to block out the sun. People are wearing hats to keep the sun from going in their face. The UV levels are up there. Remember to plan accordingly. And not only is it a hot day today, it is a busy day at the park today. Very busy indeed. There are a lot of groups of people that have shown up. I think they might be students. I think they're coming from out of town. There was a really long lineup just to get into the main entrance, which can happen sometimes, but this one like wrapped all the way around past kind of like that exit point near the main Canada's Wonderland gate. It's pretty long. And we'll walk on over to the front, see if the crowds are still getting bigger on the way in, or if they are dissipating a little. I mean, it is noon right now, so it is prime time for people to come to the park. It's a Saturday, so it's also a prime day to come to the park. And you can definitely tell that people are coming in like groups, because there's a lot of similarly dressed folk with similar lanyards on. We got some Canada red crowds over here, but then we also have all these folk with the white Truth Undivided. Okay, so I'm not too sure what that is. Truth Undivided. Truth is a good thing. I'm not a big fan of math, so undivided would be like the opposite of divided. And I don't like doing division in math or outside of math, so I would say it's a positive thing. All right, let's stop into the varsity club here, get some AC for a second, and see if there's any new merch here. They've kind of changed up the display a little bit here. So we do have some Alpenfury stuff. Opening date 2025. Pretty open-ended opening date. Now, the stuff that was here the other day isn't here anymore. There was a really cool, like, dad hat. This was here the other day, which I actually think is really cool. This is kind of like, it's like a tote bag, but it is quiet for a midday Saturday. Well, it seems that way, but it's really busy. This thing here, though, is got this cool, like, retro, like, neon video gamey thing going on. Oh, I hear the drummers. The drummers are here. There they go. So, you know, you're right, Joanne. Doesn't look too busy right now over here. It could have been a bit of a bottlenecking situation when I was coming into the park. Thankfully, I mean, there is a lot of area here. So, you know, the crowds do disperse. And it doesn't feel as busy as it seems like it might be when you're going through the entrance. But the parking lot is filled. I had to park all the way at the back. Section C. Section C. Let's go on over to the Celebration Canada area. Celebrate Canada a little bit, why don't we? And I did post an update video yesterday with some updates. There's some stuff, some progress at the Alpenfury station. Didn't see any testing happening yesterday, which is either good news or bad news, depending on which way you look at it. Could be good news, because maybe somehow they reached the quota already. Seems impossible, I know, but maybe somehow. Maybe they're just sending it overnight, like non-stop. But another update that I had from yesterday's video was right here at the Dolce candy shop. So there is some new merch in here. And you will see it very soon. It is right over here. And it comes in the way of these awesome Snoopy tie-dye shirts. And every shirt is unique because when you tie-dye, you really don't have control over the colors. I mean, you do to some degree, but they kind of do their own thing ultimately. So each shirt is kind of unique, which is another good reason to, you know, to get one. And if you're a fan of Snoopy, of course. Okay. So look at this refreshed center. Packed, of course. It is a hot one. The mist machines are on. The misters. And here we are at the Canada Day celebration. And we have, is this Stacy? How's it going? Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
I'm doing a live stream. It's so funny.
Really?
Bella was here the other day.
Yeah, I'm covering.
Okay, yeah. Wow, I know everybody. That's amazing. So you know how to do the contact juggling too?
Yeah,
you wanna...
not as good as her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, do you want to give a little demo for the live stream?
Sure.
So contact juggling is the most hypnotic and trippy thing in the world. Watch that. It is like magic. So entrancing. Wow. Just incredible. Awesome. So for people that are watching, how long are you going to be here doing this today?
I'm here until 4 p.m.
Till 4 p.m. So you heard it, 4 p.m. Come on down, celebrate Canada, watch this trippy crystal ball float through the air magically. It's incredible. Whoa, whoa. That's awesome. Good seeing you, Stacy. Have a good one. Take care. So Stacy is another amazingly talented individual. One of those kind of people that just does it all, you know? Amazing. Again, like the other day I ran into Bella here. Did not know that they were going to be working at this event. Didn't know Stacy was going to be working at this event. Just a pleasant surprise. And over here we got the Canada celebration, or Celebrate Canada event. Got lots of foods to choose from, lots of drinks, all Canada inspired. And we do have some live music happening here. I've said it before, I'll say it again. They have got some really talented musicians this year. They are just killing it, crushing it on that little stage. And it is good to see you watching, Randy. Thanks for watching, as always. And we've got the axe throwing over here as well. So now there's the cornhole, of course, great game with unfortunate name. Then the axe throwing over there. Those are plastic axes. So don't be afraid to let your young ones throw some axes because they are plastic and they're not gonna harm anybody. I mean, I guess if you throw it with enough force, they'll probably harm somebody, but less so than, you know, a metal axe. Got our red and white roses. I wonder if Major Mackenzie is going to make an appearance today. Major Mackenzie is the Mountie, the mascot, and it is so hot today. I hope for Major Mac's sake he is inside an air-conditioned room right now. Flight deck, Top Gun, do not enter. Do not enter. Says it right here. People keep going on in. I don't know why. And there's a big team meeting over here. Maybe I'll join in and see what they're talking about. Maybe they're talking about Alpenfury. Oh, this is like a training session. It's a training session in progress for the new hires. The summer staff, eager to work. Fighter Town funnel cakes, closed as always. And you gotta love this unpopulated area. I walk through it all the time. It's just nice. It's a peaceful stroll. No rides over here. I mean, there's the antique carousel, but outside of that, no rides over here. And let's take a little moment in the shade here. Collect our thoughts. And what a great place this is to collect your thoughts. I mean, check it out. All these nice flowers. And these are real flowers. Somebody waters these flowers. It is a hot one today. All right, well, where to next? Where should we go? We could go back the way we came, or we can go towards Cyclone, Behemoth, and all that stuff. Let's go towards Cyclone and Sledgehammer and Behemoth. No need to backtrack. We've got sights to see. Cyclone lineup, not too bad. Not too bad. That's probably a solid, I don't know, 15-minute wait. Really not too bad. I was over in the Medieval Fair area earlier, and the Leviathan wait time was pretty long. Looking at 60-minute wait time for Leviathan. 60 minutes is an hour, which I guess is not so bad, but 60 minutes is also a pretty long time. It's an hour. It's an hour. And here is Cyclone getting ready to go up, and these riders here, they have these, oh, I guess it's letting off right now. These shoulder harnesses come down automatically. Remember, they come down automatically. That means that if you are looking not straight ahead, you have your head tilted to the side, or maybe you're bending your neck over to get a good view at something, this thing's gonna come down and just crush you. So remember to put your head back against the headrest and look forward and allow that restraint to come down over you. Speaking of which, here is the Sledgehammer. The Sledgehammer that is called the Sledgehammer, but it does like a cyclone motion, and the Cyclone's called the Cyclone, but it looks like a sledgehammer. Is it a joke? Is it a practical joke? This Sledgehammer, though, is one of my absolute favorites. One of the best flat rides here, next to probably Wild Nightmares. Wild Nightmares, I got the video, the history, and everything you need to know about Wild Nightmares. Find it on my channel. There's lots of content on my channel. Not all of it directly related to theme parks or Canada's Wonderland, but a lot of it is related. So peruse, take a look. Okay, so here we are at Behemoth. Behemoth is actually not looking so bad. 20-minute wait, or 0-minute wait with the Fast Lane Plus pass. 20 minutes versus 0 minutes. How much do you value your minutes in life? If you value them a lot and you can't spare 20 of them, then get the Fast Lane Plus pass, because you will save 20 minutes. 20 minutes is really not that long to wait. For most people, I would say, it's actually a pretty short wait time. So if you're coming to the park today, you're going to wait an hour for Leviathan, but you're going to wait only 20 minutes for Behemoth. And make sure that you are surprised only 3 people watching this. Yeah, I'm a little surprised too. There's normally a few more than that, but hey, it's Saturday. It's a nice day. Maybe people are out and about. All good. And of course, these live streams are archived, so anyone can check them out after the fact. But let everyone know, Grim Dev 200. Let the people know that there's a live stream going on, and we can get some more folk here watching. And there is the Windseeker going up. Windseeker. I like that ride, but it does give me the heebie-jeebies. I gotta tell you, I don't know what it is. Like, I can go on any ride here, no problem. In fact, I would gladly up the intensity of a lot of the rides here, but the Windseeker, I don't know, there's something about being all the way up there and spinning, and I don't know, maybe it's like the lack of here we are at the one of the big 3, and the wait time, very reasonable. It is 25 minutes. 25 minutes versus 10 minutes with the Fast Lane Plus pass. So that's really not that bad. And if you're a single rider, you can get on this ride. It's basically a walk-on. This is the hack. This is the hack. Go on the single riders line. It's a walk-on. A lot of the time, even if you go with somebody else, you might just end up getting sat next to them anyway. And, you know, I guess it depends on what you value more. Like, you might get split up from your party, but you don't have to wait. Like, I was here yesterday, and the wait time that was advertised on the machine was 45 minutes. And I went on the single rider line, which starts over there, and it goes over here, goes down there, and it goes up there, and you can see there's nobody in it. There's a couple people, like, up at the top thing there, but you just gotta wait through 3 people, and then you go right on the ride. So what would have been a 45-minute wait was only a 5-minute wait, if that. But I was separated from my party. But I'm like, hey, that person got on right after me too. So stay with your party, wait 45 minutes, separate from your party, wait 5 minutes. Choice is yours. But at a 25-minute wait today, that's actually not too bad. So you can stick around with your friends, family, whomever you've decided to spend this super hot day with. And it won't take too long. And the Yukon Striker, I would say, is technically the most intense ride here at the park. But I did post a video where I ranked the big 3, soon to be big 4 with the opening of Alpenfury. But, well, you know, maybe I won't spoil my ranking. In case you haven't seen it, you can find the video on the channel and watch it and find out for yourself how I ranked the videos. What am I saying? How I ranked the rides. It's a video of me ranking rides. It's a hot one today. If I'm talking nonsense at any time, it's because it's so hot and my brain's not working. My brain is boiling in my skull, turning into a soup. But yeah, the Yukon Striker is, I would say, the most intense ride here in terms of its plunge. It's almost 90-degree dive. into what I've dubbed as the nether zone, goes under the ground, pops back up on the other side over there to do this inverted corkscrew. You're going to see it happen right now. There it goes, into the nether zone, out of the nether zone, vertically upwards, and then corkscrew inversion, back around, and it's off to do 3 more inversions before it comes back into the station with this kind of subpar last hurrah thing. It's not as exciting, that last section of the ride, but it is a very exciting ride through and through. Here they're coming up to the last hurrah right now. We'll witness this in real time. This is where you get your photo taken, in case anyone doesn't know. So make a funny face there, put up, some hand signs, and then you'll go around and you'll do this kind of what I've called the last hurrah. And then that just does this loop around here and then goes right back into the station. So for a ride that does like a 223-foot drop at like almost a 90-degree angle into multiple inversions and corkscrews, I don't know, doing like a little tiny 40-foot drop and then, doing a little downward spiral. It's not super exciting in comparison to the rest of the ride. And that's really my only complaint with that ride. Otherwise, it is super smooth. There's actually something I noticed the other day that I had never noticed before about Yukon Striker. So it goes into the ground, right? It goes underground. And here it comes right now, actually. Into the ground. And sometimes, it crosses my mind, like, in terms of the theming of the rides here. Like, are they themed to match, like, is the ride themed to match the name, all that stuff? Or is it just kind of more happenstance that, like, we're going to make a ride called Yukon Striker and just kind of make it however? Well, I believe that there is some sort of creative design to this whole thing, because Yukon Striker, right? They're mining for gold, and you drop down at like a vertical angle and you go underground. So in a way, that's pretty true to the theming and to the name of the ride. Now, when you go to other rides like Behemoth, there's really not too much that ties it into its name. Like, Behemoth is some sort of like demon. There's not really too much demonic going on over at that ride. It's just kind of a yellow coaster track. It is a fantastic ride. Super long, super fun. Drops from 230 feet. Massive drop. You get a lot of speed. But where's the demon? How cool would it be if they had like an animatronic demon rise out of the lake when you go over the lake? Here we are at Splashworks. Have you seen both blue and orange on Alpine Fury testing today yet? No, I have not. But I've only been here for a little while, and I've been walking around. Other sections of the park. So here we are at Splashworks, and it's actually not too busy, and it is a hot day. So lazy river. Oh man, maybe I'll jump in there. Fully clothed with the camera and the gimbal. That I will do the live stream from the live stream of water. And there is some Neutrogena sun safety tips to avoid getting burned in the sun. Here you go. Apply broad spectrum sunscreen 15 minutes. Reapply every 2 hours after swimming, toweling off, sweating. Wear sunscreen every day on exposed skin, not covered by protective clothing. And that's good advice, honestly, because it's a hot summer. And not only is it hot, the UV levels are out of this world. UV, of course, stands for ultraviolet, not ultra-violent. But they can be considered ultraviolet. They burn your face. Puppy Monkey Baby says, okay, it should be today, I think. I hope so. I love watching it test. And I was mentioning earlier that I was here yesterday and it wasn't doing any testing. And that was kind of a mixed bag of emotions, because I do want to see it testing, but I also want it to stop eventually so that they can, put actual people on it. But they do have a quota to meet, and that quota, I've heard a bunch of different numbers from different people. I feel like the most common number that gets thrown around is 2,000, which is kind of crazy. 2,000 times that coaster has to go in test mode before an actual human being can be put on it. So if that's the case, they probably are still trying to get to that number. But I've also heard 500, which is a lot more manageable. So if it is 500, then maybe they are somewhere near that. Let's see. Tom Wright, I am coming over later today. Awesome, Tom. Maybe I'll see you. Ruben says, can you show us what the bathroom looks like? I'll pay. Okay, Ruben, this is, you're on the wrong channel here, buddy. You are on the wrong channel. And Puppy Monkey Baby says, pretty sure right now orange and blue are on track. Oh, okay. Well, I will be I'm headed over there right now. So I want to capture that in motion. And I posted an update video yesterday. There goes Yukon Striker. There it goes. I posted a video yesterday with some updates for the Alpen Fury station. And there are some cool, the Midway games are open. There's some progress being made. I was talking to one guy who felt fairly confident that it might be open next week. Imagine that. The reason they did stop resting, they've finished the commission for Blue Train. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, that's great news. Thanks for the update, Grim Dev. SMG Super Mario Gaming, 3rd week of July for Alpen Fury opening possible. The week after next week? I don't know. I hope so. I mean, sooner than later is always better, but of course, keep things safe. Make sure that it's ready for riders before it opens. So, in that sense, I hope they take as long as they need. But in the sense of me just being impatient and wanting to go on that ride selfishly, I hope it's next week and not the week after. But you're probably right. I mean, there is some work to be done. The testing is one thing. The commissioning is another. The construction of the station. And I don't know what's happening inside the mountain. I've heard word that the pyro effects are all done. I've heard word that everything is good to go in there. I've heard word that everything's messed up in there and that they have lots of work to do. So who knows what the truth is. But either way, I do know that the construction workers are working relentlessly to get this thing up and running. And I say it every time I'm here, but honestly, if you see these construction workers, give them a high five or say something nice to them, because it's a hot summer and they're out here on days that are technically days off. They were here on Canada Day. Hopefully they were getting some extra money for that. But it's a lot of work, They've been working really hard. So even though we are impatient and we want the ride to open, we have to remember that they were given an almost impossible task and they're actually pulling it off. We all knew it was going to be somewhat delayed. Okay, so here we are over by the prime viewing zone of the queue for Alpen Fury, right beside the Fly. Let's take a little peek over the fence, see what's going on. Okay, so yeah, progress is happening at an exponential rate over here. They are getting lots of stuff done. So take a look here. Yep, so those are metal queue barriers that have gone up, and the pathway which is going to be the walking pathway for people that are going to be walking past the ride and not going on the ride, is also looking pretty good. Like it's probably going to be done pretty soon. Bruh, where's the shade? There is no shade. Grim Dev, if we see the ride staff in the station, that is a good sign. It would mean they're training. Yes, it would be a good sign. Thought that red ball was a red shirt for a second. And we have the Midway games are now open. This is the one I speculated might have been called Cactus Blast, but nope, it's called Balloon Bust, but pretty close. It's a thing and then a word. Basically describes everything. And then over here, we have our other Midway game that has recently opened. This is the Schlagzeit. Schlagzeit, say it with me, everybody. Now, there are people training right there. I don't know if they're specifically training for Alpenfury, but this is a kind of group of new hires that are walking around and learning about the park. I overheard them earlier. Waiting 3 hours for Alpenfury with no shade is going to be insufferable. Oh, most certainly will be. Hopefully they'll put up something. Now this building over here with the blue trim, that building with the blue trim, so that, I believe, is going to be the entrance point. And I say that because take a look at that sign up there. I mean, there's nothing on it yet, but you can see the top there. I covered this a bit more in my last update video, but you can see those little peaks that goes across. That's the exact same formation of the Alpenfury logo. So I think that Alpenfury logo is going to go right there. They got the ride seat, the test seat over here. Look, they actually have some signs up today. Wow, that wasn't there yesterday. So there's the test seat, check here for proper fit, and then there's the locker area also to the right over there. Looks like there's a machine as well back there for the fast pass purchase, which should also have the wait times. So I imagine you're going to test through there, you're going to go through here, and then probably through the building would be like the main queue, and then on the back with those metal queues over by the fly, that's where the extended queue will go to. And of course, it is going to be extended. You best believe for the first little while that's open, because people want to go on this thing, myself included. Alpenfury team is not new hires, so it ain't them. So it ain't them. And over here, still no clock. It's a shame. The clock is running late. It is not on time, but eventually it'll show up. They have put these little animatronic figures that are going to come out kind of cuckoo clock style and spin around. You can tell that they spin because they weren't in that position last time I was here. So that is kind of cool and exciting. And that clock, of course, is going to pay homage to Clockworks, the ride. It's right opposite it. Over here, we are approaching the Bat. The Bat is low-key one of my favorite rides here at Canada's Wonderland. This ride, unfortunately though, even though I love it so, it's always experiencing some sort of technical difficulty. And today is no different. It is not working. They are not sending people up. Let's see if there is a reason posted as to why. Yukon's theming was not finished when it was open, so I have a feeling the same might. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, so long as the track works, like, just send us on the track. I don't care if the thing's totally done theming-wise. And here is the Bat. So they are doing some testing on the Bat. The pulley system is moving right now, and there is somebody in the ride operator booth. So maybe it'll be back open, maybe later today. It was closed yesterday as well, though, so it seems like it might be a little bit of a bigger problem if it's taken 2 days. And let's see if the groundhogs are out and about. Normally over here you can spot some groundhogs by this little creek. They like to stay in the shade and have their water supply nearby. But I don't see any today. Maybe it's just too hot for them. I mean, groundhogs, they're kind of like, they're like burrowers, right? They can burrow underground. So why the heck would you be out in this blazing heat when you can burrow underground? SMG Super Mario Gaming says, glad I rode the Bat on Thursday. Yes. I'm glad you rode it on Thursday too. It's always a good time to ride that thing. This is what they call a boomerang coaster, made by Vekoma, Dutch company Vekoma. They made. Hey, look, they're testing the actual coaster right now. Maybe you'll be able to see it in real time. Boomerang coaster is called that because it is like a boomerang. it goes one way and then it comes back, you see, boomerang style. So that roller coaster is going to go all the way to the top. It's going to drop, it's going to come down, it's going to do its loops, it's going to do this thing. This pattern here, which is shaped similar to the wingspan of a bat, or also the head of a bat with the ears. And there it goes. Look at that. And then you're going to see the boomerang factor come into play, where it goes up this other incline here. And then super fun. What's it going to do next? You've already guessed it, because you already know. And these poor folk don't know that the ride's closed. They're going to find out the hard way when they get to the end of the line. And then there it goes backwards through the loop, upside down, backwards, and then through the rest of the ride, backwards, and then back into the station. Grim Dev's legs are too long for the bat. The trains are too tight near my legs, so I don't ride it. Yeah, that's fair. There's a couple of them that are, I've experienced that problem myself. I don't have super long legs, but some of them are, even if you have like average sized legs, are still a little too tight. But yeah, anyone that's like, you know, pushing 6 feet or more, like, yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. But what I try and do every single time when I'm on the bat, and I suggest that you all try it too because it's just super silly and super fun, is you've got the over-the-shoulder harness, so you can only stick up your hands a little bit. You end up looking like a little T-Rex when you try and put your hands up. So you stick out your little T-Rex hands and you flap them around like you're a bat when you're going up and down. And it is super silly and it's super fun, and I recommend everyone tries it. And if you want to make like little like squeaky noises as well as you're doing it to be more like a bat, then I also would encourage that. This is the kind of behavior I would encourage when you're on the bat. Leviathan, the most popular roller coaster at the park at this moment in time. Alpine Fury may very well dethrone it, but it's also not going to be for everybody. I think that you know, Yukon Striker is it's the newest roller coaster outside of Alpine Fury. When it came in, it didn't really dethrone Leviathan because some people don't like doing the inversions, and some people just like going on something that's super fast, and that is what Leviathan offers, reaching top speeds of 148 kilometers per hour. It has a drop of 306 feet. 306 feet. Imagine how many feet that is. I don't even know if a centipede has that many feet. And drop tower coming down. Super smooth drop made by Intamin. Gotta love those guys. Okay, so where am I going? Let me go. See, it's getting a little busier over here now. It's busy, but this is the busiest part of the park. And Leviathan's wait time is still advertised at 60 minutes, so be prepared to wait for an hour, if not longer. I forget who said this the other day on the live stream, but someone said that Canada's Wonderland parks like Universal Studios. What I love, it's kind of like gaslighting, but they post wait times that are intentionally higher than the amount of time that you have to wait, which I actually appreciate, because even though I'm kind of being lied to, it does feel so much nicer when you get on the ride in like half the time that you were expecting to wait. Whereas here, you end up waiting longer than what you're expecting to wait, and then you get all cheesed. Just those old Vekoma trains. I'm fine on Dragonfire trains. They're the old. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the Vekoma ones are the tight. They were made in a time when people were much shorter. In the medieval ages, when everyone was like 4'10", even though the bat is technically, well, I guess technically it is in the medieval fair area because it's opposite the Jester's courtyard. I got some people playing the soccer tournament today, old medieval soccer tournament. Now, if there's one thing that I think of when I think medieval, it's soccer. Think back to all those knights playing soccer. Fun fact about the bat, Cedar Fair changed the support colors of the bat from black and yellow in 2008, then changed it back to black supports in 2017. Interesting. And why did they do that? Was it because they were trying to go for a Batman sort of thing? So I'm going to stand in the shade here a little bit. It is a hot one today. I've mentioned it so many times. There is the Canterbury Theatre, and boy, would I do just about anything to get inside there right now. Some AC. They do have some shows going on at the moment. Normally this place is closed all year round, but it is open right now. Well, not right now, but throughout the summer. They have some multiple showings of the Cirque Ambiante. That is French. You just heard it here. It is French. It is called the Cirque Ambiante. Get closer to the sign right here so you can see it. Cirque Ambiante. See? So, Cirque Ambiante is French for ambient circus. Just flip the two words. Basically French in a nutshell. And it has multiple show times. 3 p.m., 4:30, and 6 p.m. And select days, June 30th, August 3rd, August 31st, 7:30 p.m. on Saturdays. So I've not seen that show, but I hear it's fun. So if you're looking for something to do, maybe you know, you're coming to the park and you don't want to go on the roller coasters. Maybe that's just not your jam. You know, going on high-speed roller coasters, getting flung upside down. If it's not, that's totally fine. There's so many things to do here outside of going on the rides. One of which is checking out that performance at the Canterbury Theatre, the Cirque Ambiante. Ambient circus. Worth pointing out that the water is extremely green over here, which means algae is forming. Algae is great. Algae is good. It means there is good aeration, I think. It's been a long time since I've, you know, taken a biology class. I guess biology would be the right one. Yeah, Batman actually had a boomerang, a batarang. And the Alpenhorn funnel cakes made fresh. Seeing one customer in there right now, which makes sense. I don't know, it's boiling hot. Does it make sense to eat a funnel cake right now? Maybe. Maybe not. It is getting busier by the second. And I feel like it's getting hotter by the second too. So let's go and see. Maybe we'll go over by the Lazy Bear Lodge and see if Alpen's doing any testing right now. If they are, hopefully we can catch some on the live stream. It's always awesome when that happens. A fluke. Yeah, it is definitely getting busier. There's no end to people coming in. People are not leaving, just people are coming in. So, I don't know, it's always kind of an obvious strategy, but getting here early in the day, good idea. Also, later in the day is not too bad too, because people that do come here earlier in the day, let's say people get here at like 10 a.m. when the park opens, they're going to be pretty pooped out, especially in this kind of heat. By, you know, 5, 6. We got some Our Lady Peace playing on the speakers here. You gotta love Our Lady Peace. You're not a true Canadian if you don't listen to Our Lady Peace. Just kidding, of course. Everyone's tastes are valid. And if you don't like Our Lady Peace, then that's fine. But if you do, that's just extra cool. Although, to be fair, they kind of peaked a while ago, but their stuff is still likable. There is an active heat warning. I do not doubt that for a second. My body is telling me that there's a heat warning. My phone has told me that there's a heat warning. It is a hot one today. And the mist machines are blowing because of that. And because it's so hot, I am going to take shelter in the True North gift store. Let me get that sweet AC just for a little bit. That sweet relief. Oh, thank goodness for these stores. All right, so I did talk about the new merch drop over at the Wonderland store, but they don't have it here. And spoiler, that is the Alpen Fury Nano Coaster is now available, which is pretty cool. It goes for 40 bucks. The Nano Coasters, I mean, if you're into them, you're into them. If you're not, then, you know, you're not. Just like Our Lady Peace. If you want to get a onesie here, if you want to get a toque and some gloves, during the active heat warming, if the heat warning, you want to get even more hot and warm, then here you go. Here's your stuff. The onesies. There's some cool Herschel bags here as well. So this True North gift store, it's kind of cool. They sell a little bit of everything. A lot of different brands, stuff that's not exclusively, you know, Canada's Wonderland related. Like, look at this ledger. This is so cool. Like, imagine busting this thing out. This looks like the friggin' Necronomicon right here. That's awesome. And this Lazy Bear Lodge merch over here. No shortage of plush toys. And the latest green line. The green line. Everything here is green, as you can tell. And very foresty and outdoorsy, which is great. That's one of the big reasons that we love Canada. Is the outdoors, the country, the forests. Yeah, I will say this is actually a pretty cool little side bag here. This is right up my alley with these kind of like neon purples and stuff. Let's see how much this goes for. It is Herschel, so it's probably on the pricier side. Well, I can put it right in the thing. It is going for $48. 48 bucks. 48 buckaroos. There we go. I'm going to put it back on the shelf, and I'm going to walk away real fast before it falls down. Oh god, this heat is real. And we are here by Wonder Mountain. And look at this, there are some clouds. There are clouds coming in. Oh, hallelujah. Clouds are coming in to give us some shade. Very much appreciated. Although those do kind of look like rain clouds. So that might not be exactly what we want here at the theme park because, you know, the rain stops some of the rides from operating. And the Victoria Falls divers are doing their thing. Not right now, but they are periodically throughout the day. You can catch them at 11:30, 12:30, 2:15, and 6:15, but not on Thursdays. They do not do anything on Thursdays. It's their day off. No diving on Thursdays. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hopping into the live stream. And as I've already made this joke a couple times, I wouldn't mind diving into a stream right now, too. It is so hot outside. It's a scorcher, torture. So these divers, they dive all the way from up there, 60 feet from that diving board up there, all the way down into the water. These guys, they're free falling, reaching top speeds of 70 kilometers per hour before they hit the water. And they do numerous acrobatics on the way down. They are flipping, they're doing somersaults, they're twisting. It's just wild. It's so awesome to see. I recorded some clips of that on yesterday's update video, and I think there was some in another video. Check those out if you want to get a look at what to expect. And they do have another show over here that's happening throughout the summer until September 1st on select dates. And this is the Canine Circus. Canine Circus, yes, it's exactly what you think it is. It is dogs doing circus stuff. So there are dogs like doing tightrope walking. There are dogs doing like speed runs against each other, and it's just adorable. The dogs are super cute, and you can even win prizes. The audience can win prizes. There's some audience participation. You can like choose which dog you want to root for in the speed run. It's just fun. Love a good dog. And here we are by Wonder Mountain with all of this stuff. Debbie, I saw you at Celebration Canada and I said hi. Do you remember me? Yes, I do. Sorry, it's a hot one today. I think I remember you saying hi. I said hi to a few people. But I'll take your word for it that it happened. And hello again. Thanks for watching, Debbie. Hope you find some value in these videos. Skyhawk is going up. So the Wind Seeker stands at 300 feet. So it's pretty high, but Leviathan does have it beat by 6 feet at 306 feet. So I'm gonna stand right here by the other end of the nether zone. That's what I call it. The nether zone is this region that goes underground with the Yukon Striker. Here it is. This is where the Yukon Striker pops out. It's pretty cool. Debbie, oh yeah, I do remember. That was like a week ago or so, right? When you saw me at the Celebration Canada thing. I do remember that. Okay, so here comes the Yukon Striker. It is going to strike, sort of strike into the earth and find all those rich minerals, you know, gold, ore, all that stuff that, you know, the miners want to get their hands on. And here it comes. So it is such a thrill. Anyone that's gone on Yukon Striker knows that sensation is unmatched here at the park when you dangle over the edge there, 200 feet, 223 feet in the air at an almost 90-degree angle, dropping you down, reaching the top speed of 130. Oh, and then going up vertically into the inverted corkscrew and then back around. That is reaching 130 kilometers per hour when it does that drop. It is thrilling beyond belief. And the Tundra Twister doing its thing over there, making a perfect T, 2 T's, Tundra, Twister, look at that, that's perfect. And what a great experience it is when you go on either one of those rides and you have the pleasure of passing by another ride. Oh, it almost happened there. If that one dropped just a little sooner, they would have gone right past each other. But if you get lucky, it'll happen. And here is the Yukon Striker going up again. We'll get a closer look at it now going through the nether zone. The nether zone being right here underneath the water. And that is part of the theming in itself, because the Yukon Striker is striking into the ground to get the gold, to get the minerals, to get the ore, and it is going under the ground and it's coming back up. And that's another one. If somehow luck works its magic and you pass by the vortex, what a great experience. Here she comes. Yukon Striker into the nether zone and out of the nether zone, up into the inverted corkscrew and back on its way to do 3 more inversions before returning to the station. Just magical. Just magical. Oh, nope, no, I thought I saw the Alpen Fury testing, but it was the Leviathan in the background. Sorry, I got excited for no reason.
Yeah, how was that? Was it good? Yeah, was it good?
So I have not seen Alpen Fury do any testing today. It's a bit of a shame. And we're almost at the hour. So, I don't know. If in the next 5 minutes it decides to send one up, that'd be awesome. And this is where you go to see those dogs. You like dogs? If you like dogs, go check them out. If you like dogs and you like circuses, dogs plus circuses equal super fun time. That's just basic math. Oh, the cloud coverage has finally arrived, and it is so nice, let me tell you. I hope it doesn't rain. but it is nice to have some shade. All right, let's I guess let's head back over to the Alpenfury station, where we will call it a day on this Saturday live stream. I'll go get some water to hydrate myself. Maybe I'll go on a ride or two, depending on the wait times. Maybe I'll dive into the lazy river. But it is awesome to see the Alpenfest area opening up. It's feeling alive. It's feeling like it's ready. You can feel it in the air. This ride is going to open soon. Whether it's next week, whether it's the week after, I don't think it'll be much longer than that. End of July. Let's give it to the end of July. And then after that, we'll give it to the end of August. But we got the foul shot, the long range, all these basketball midway games have reopened. So if you are a good shot, basketball, come over here and win yourself a prize. You can get all sorts of cool prizes. Look at this. There's purple monkeys. There are blue elephants. There are green dinosaur, dragon kind of creatures. Sloths. I mean, if you like exotic animals and you're good at basketball, then win one. So with this sort of double midway game that's going on here with the balloon bust, which formerly known as Cactus Blast, that looks like it's fully operational. The muck bucket, however, is not yet operational because there's nothing really going on here. But you can kind of learn a little bit about what it is. You toss a ball directly into a bucket and that's it. So you just throw the balls into the bucket. Okay, well that doesn't seem too hard. There's always a catch with these midway games, though. Let's take a look over here, see if there's anything worth noting. There is the ride vehicle right up there. But it's not moving. And over here you can get a closer look. So I believe that you're going to enter the ride through this little hut here, and then the queue is going to go into the building. So that's where you will get some potential shade, but then I think it's going to go out the back and then over into all that freshly cemented area by the fly over there. So expect some long waits. Maybe bring a hat, maybe bring some sunscreen. Maybe bring a portable fan. It is going to be hot. The summer is going to be hot. It's already hot, but it's probably going to get hotter. And this whole area here, the fences have been pushed back, which is great. Feels good to be able to walk in this area with all the space now. And Schlagzeit is right there waiting for you to play. Schlagzeit, so this is a German phrase, I guess. I don't know, there are two German words, Schlagzeit. And it means, Schlag means either beat or hit, and Zeit means time. But, well, they have their English translation right here. It's whack-a-time, whack-a-time. Schlagzeit, Schlagazeit, whack-a-time, Schlagazeit. Get your Schlagzeit on over there. If you have something against moles and you need to whack them, then go over there and whack some moles. Whack-a-time. And speaking of time, we are coming up to the hour. Right as we approach, Clockworks, right next to the clock on the Alpenfury gift store that is not yet there. Lots that is time-related right now to see and talk about. However, it is the end of the live stream. Well, for all those that have tuned in and have watched and have commented, thank you. And remember to like, subscribe, click the bell notification button to stay in the loop. If you want to know things about Canada's Wonderland, you want to kind of vicariously live through me as I walk around the park during these live streams. If you want to just hop on and talk about roller coasters, or talk about theme parks, or talk about Canada's Wonderland, or talk about, whatever's on your mind, really. Remember to like and subscribe. Keep checking out the videos. There will be more. We got, the summer's only just begun. So on that note, I will bid you adieu. And as always, thanks for watching.